Finance Ministry said that the government collected an average monthly goods and services tax of 89,885 crore rupees in the August to March period. Payaswini Upadhyaya joins us now. Payaswini, what do you have for us with the GST scorecard?
Okay, so let's look at this 7.19 lakh crore number that the government has put out, and how does the breakup look like? The 2017-18 CGST collection is 1.19 lakh crore. The IGST collection is 3.66. SGST, which is the state GST, is 1.72, and this is the compensation cess. Now, the IGST settlement is essentially, integrated goods and services tax settlement against your GST liability. You can use your IGST credit either to fulfill your state GST liability or central GST liability. That settlement is a number of 1.19 lakh crore. That gets added to the state GST, and that number comes to 2.91. And then you add for the CGST component 1.19, whatever is left of the IGST and the compensation cess after giving to the states. So in terms of the states' receipts of GST, the final number has come to 3.32 lakh crore, and in terms of the centre's receipt of GST in the kitty is 3.86 lakhs crore. That is really the breakup of 7.1 lakh crore number. It will be interesting to now look at the 2018-19 budgeted estimates and the revised estimates that the finance minister put out. The 2017-18 revised estimate for CGST is 2.21 lakh crore, and the budgeted estimate is 6.03 lakh crore. The government is expecting a 173% increase in the CGST collections in this financial year. In terms of the compensation cess, the government is expecting a 47% increase. This is the number that I'm talking about. We don't have the state GST figures. The IGST figure, the government is estimating, decline in collection by 69%. This is that number, probably due to state compensations. This is what we could broadly make of the numbers that we have. Badri Narayan, partner at Lakshmi Kumaran and Sridharan, now joins us to give us better insights into how we should look at this 7.19 crore number, and in terms of the budgeted estimates, how is the year looking ahead? Badri?
Sure. Thank you for that, Payaswini. Very interesting numbers have come out today, and it's interesting to see how to work this one out. First and foremost, as you know, there was a difference between the CGST collection, which is at 1.19 lakh crores, as against 1.72 lakh crores for the SGST collection. So, since the rate of tax for both CGST and SGST is the same, you would have expected the same kind of numbers. The numbers are different because there's been a lot of transitional credit which has been taken from the earlier service tax and excise regime for the purpose of payment of CGST taxes, which is why the figure is coming at 1.19 lakh crores as against a higher number at this point of time. So I think one of the aspects which will probably be seen in the next year's budget estimates and also collections would be the fact that this transition credit will not be available next year. So the numbers of 1.19 lakh crores is what has come out, and 1.72 is the amount which the states have collected as such from transactions which are local in nature. Like you explained,
sure,
the interesting number to come out. Yeah.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
The interesting number to come out is the IGST numbers. The IGST numbers are interesting because the numbers which we can see in IGST is about 3.66 lakhs crores, which if you see is really a collection of equal amount of taxes of the center and the state. So if you idly break it up, it should be 1.8 lakh crores for the center and for the state. But if you look at the actual amount that the states have got, which is the 2.91 lakh crores, which includes both the CGST and the SGST and the IGST component, the center has only provided 1.19 lakh crores to the state as against 1.83. So there's a gap of about 0.6 lakhs crore which is contained in the center's collections which have not devolved to the state. So that's an interesting aspect. That number will ultimately come to the states once the allocations between the state and the center happen over a period of time, and that will be dependent on when the transactions end with the final consumer having purchased goods which were going through the system. So as the goods travel through the supply chain and over the few next months complete the chain, these numbers will keep getting adjusted against the state taxes. So those are interesting numbers to see, the CGST, SGST and IGST.